Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back to the channel. Made some progress today that I thought was pretty cool. I did call a place here in my hometown and they are actually going to blast and prime my dually wheels for me. The more and more I thought about it, I just didn't, it was gonna take me forever to wire brush them, prime them, descale them and do all that stuff. And the more I thought about it, I was just gonna have them blasted and then prime them. But the more I spoke with this company, they said they would blast them and prime them for me for $23 a rim. So I didn't think that was really that bad at all. So like for 140 bucks or $138 and some tax, I'm gonna get my rims blasted and primed, and then I'm gonna bring them home and put some bed lining on them. I have decided I am going to do the bed lining material, and I've got 4 different kinds here that we're going to test tonight to see what kind of pattern we want and see what brand actually we want to use. What I picked up is I've got 2 different types of Rust-Oleum. This is just a regular Rust-Oleum truck bed Pro Guard, and then we have a truck bed Pro Guard with a turbo nozzle on it. We have a Dupli-Color, and then we actually have a Herculiner. I thought about doing the Raptor liner on them, but to buy their aerosol is 46 bucks for 2 cans, or I could order the kit. I'm probably gonna do the Raptor kit on the bed if I can get it done in time before it gets too cold. That's just one of the things I've been wanting to do. And instead of ordering 2 kits at $190 a piece, I'm gonna try and do the rims in some aerosol. So tonight we're just gonna do some testing and see which product we wanna use, how many coats, distance, stuff like that. And yeah, we're gonna try and see what we can do with some aerosol cans. I've saw this done a couple of times. Just have not saw a good definitive picture on what it looks like. I think the best one I saw was actually the Dupli-Color, I think. The gentleman was doing some bed rails on a Ford Ranger, if I'm not mistaken, and he actually had some close-up pictures and it looked really pretty nice. So we're going to see what the Dupli-Color looks like, and along with the other 3 products. All right, I have all 4 of the samples or the cans set up here. All the tips are pretty much identically the same except for the Pro Grade. I'm sorry, I think before I called it Pro Guard. It's actually Pro Grade from the Rust-Oleum. If you look at that turbo can, that really has a big fan tip on it. And this one here, the regular Pro Grade just has a pretty big tip on, or just a big orifice right here. And then there's the Dupli-Color's tip and the Herculiner tip. These 2 are the same. I've heard some other people talk about the Dupli-Color that has a blue tip on it, or cap tip, whatever you want to call it. And they said that works the best, but mine come with the red, so this is what we're going to try. All of them are pretty much the same as far as application, again, except for the turbo. This is a 18 to 24 inch distance away from your material. The rest of them are 10 going down to 15 inches, right around in there. The Herculiner, they want 8 to 10. Dupli-Color wants right around 12 to 15. And then same thing with the regular Rust-Oleum. It is also between 12 to 15 inches. So all of them are pretty much virtually the same, with the exception of the Herculiner and the turbo. We're gonna call that the turbo Rust-Oleum, and that's just gonna be Rust-Oleum. So I have them all shook up. So we're gonna go through and do some tests on these pieces of aluminum that I have. And this is going to simulate the metal on my wheel. I guess I could do it on the cardboard if I wanted, but I wanted to have a little bit better scenario than just putting it on cardboard and letting the cardboard absorb all the moisture out of it so quickly. As far as recoats, Herculiner was the longest. They want, I think, I'm sorry, it was actually the Dupli-Color. They wanted 20 minutes between coats. Herculiner did not say what their flash time was for their product, but the Dupli-Color was the longest. It was 20 minutes between coats. So we're actually going to start with the Dupli-Color first, put it on a test panel and see, and then move on to the next one. Well, you can see right now I have to work at that a little bit because that pattern really sucks. So let's move on to the Herculiner. That product there is just a little bit better as far as tip wise coming out. Yeah, the Dupli-Color did not, unless I didn't have it shooken up good enough, it did not go well for me at all. So here's the Rust-Oleum Turbo. Okay, whoops, hit my table. Yeah, this product here has one hell of a fan. You can see that how much it actually sprayed the table, the cardboard up there. It does a pretty nice texture, but very uncontrollable. Now we'll move on to the Rust-Oleum Pro Grade. So far, that's one coat of the Rust-Oleum, and that's just the regular Pro Grade. Here is the Turbo, and it made one hell of a mess. And like I said, that's the Turbo. That's the Dupli-Color. And then this is one coat of the Herculiner. Alright, I've got two coats on everything, and for the most part they are somewhat dry, just kind of wet a little bit. As far as the Turbo and the Dupli-Color, I did something just a little bit different with them, but I'm going to show you the small can of Rust-Oleum, just the regular Pro Grade, and I'll show you the Herculiner, and then we'll move on to the Dupli-Color and the Turbo. If you look here, it's not quite dry yet. You can see that little shiny center. But there's just a real small grainy texture to it. Try and shade it a little bit, get you a different angle. So this is the Rust-Oleum Pro Grade. There's not a whole lot of grain to it. It's more like sand and some regular paint. And like I said, that is the Rust-Oleum Pro Grade. The Herculiner is pretty much the same. I do like the Herculiner. I like the way it looks. You can see it has a real nice sheen to it. I like the gloss on it just a little bit, I think. And it does have a nice grainy texture to it. It's not too in-your-face bold. So the Herculiner, I do like that quite a bit. Alright, for the Dupli-Color, my little test pad, the little 6x6 square, it was not working out. I couldn't get good even strokes with it, just because of the way of the pattern, the way it sprays. So I did something different with the Dupli-Color and the Turbo. I grabbed some cardboard. I know it's not steel, but it's cardboard. And I went outside, I laid it on the ground, and I held the can on the Dupli-Color about 2 to 3 feet away and just kind of misted it. That turned out pretty good, I think. And then this one here is just about dry because I did it first. You can see this is the Turbo, the Rust-Oleum Turbo. And it's just about the same. Actually, this is just one coat, and then this is 2 coats. So I guess to be fair, I should go out and do a second coat of this Turbo on the pizza box. But it's coming down in between the Dupli-Color, but I'm gonna hold it way, way, way back to get nice even coverage and pattern. Or the Herculiner. I'm not sure which texture I wanna go with. Herculiner, I believe, is $11. Dupli-Color for this can here, I believe, is $8 if I remember right. This Rust-Oleum Turbo, this is a very, very big can. This is a 24-ounce can. These were $15. And then just a regular Pro Grade, these were $5. No, I'm sorry, these were also $8. So the Pro Grade and the Dupli-Color were $8, Herculiner was $11, and the Turbo was $15. Both of these came from Menards. That came from O'Reilly. And the Herculiner also came from Menards. So to recap, we got Menards, O'Reilly, and Menards. So I guess let me know in the comment section what you guys think your favorite texture, your favorite pattern is, or not pattern, but your favorite texture is. And I don't know, I'm going back and forth between a Dupli-Color and the Herculiner. I'm not certain which one I want to use, but either one I think will be kind of cool. I'm kind of leaning maybe towards the Herculiner because it's not as grainy and bold as your face as the Dupli-Color. But I tell you what, the Dupli-Color, just for an aerosol, it sprays out a pretty nice pattern. And like I said, these have just these small, big orifice tips in them. These three cans do. And then the Turbo has a big fan tip in it. So anyway, guys, like I said, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know which one you guys like the best. And I don't know, I'm gonna have to think on this one. But like I said, I'm going to drop these off at Lima Painting, my rims tomorrow. They are going to blast them and prime them tomorrow for me. I'm gonna drop them off at 7:30, and they said just leave them go till 4 o'clock and come pick them up. So I'm pretty stoked about that they'll have them done in a day's time, and I can get to coating these rims and getting the tires put on them. So anyway, guys, if you don't mind, hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not already done so, and we'll talk to you guys later on. Bye-bye.